My dear viewers, hello and welcome to a new episode of our program Women's World, during which we'll bring you what concerns the Egyptian women. A short break and I'm going to be back with you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're covering in this episode the 55th edition of the Cairo International Book Fair. And to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with our dear guest, Dr. Shireen Abdulwahab, the Cultural Attaché for the Norwegian Book Authority and also the General Coordinator for Norway. So good day for you.
Good day to you too.
Well, Dr. Abdulwahab, tell me about the book fair this year and the role that you play during this year.
Actually, this is a very good opportunity for the Norwegian literature here in Cairo Book Fair, with about 4 million visitors coming, seeing, hearing our panel discussions, knowing about our books and authors. It's a great opportunity, and we are really having a very professional program with authors, great authors from Norway, that will meet with authors from Egypt to discuss several themes, actually. We also have something very special, and that is the last part of the book fair will only be for children's literature. We have authors coming from Norway, big authors within children's literature that will come down and talk about their books, having discussions, and a lot of activities for the children.
Yes, Dr. Abdulwahab, how do you see the International Cairo International Book Fair this year as a very good opportunity for boosting culture between Egypt and Norway?
It's a great opportunity, and you know, in literature we can discuss everything. We can meet in literature, we can feel each other's pain, we can discuss all the things that is possible to discuss. This is a great opportunity to not only show Norwegian literature, but to also know more about Arabic world and the Arabic literature. So it's a win-win situation, and the goal for us here is to really have a two cultural exchange.
Yes, of course. How do you see also, as you've just mentioned, the literature is a kind of showing the culture of each country, whether Egypt or Norway?
I think it's a great opportunity to open up the cooperation, the cultural cooperation between Norway and Egypt, getting to know each other much more. But it can also open up other doors like economical cooperation, political operations, cooperation.
Yes.
I mean, culture is a nice place to start.
Yes, of course. Of course. What is the kind of cooperation between Egypt and Norway in the field of culture?
We've had several cultural cooperation. In 2006, we had the celebration of Ibsen, his 100th anniversary, and we had the staging of Ibsen's Peer Gynt in front of the pyramids with Mrs. Susanne Mubarak and the Queen of Norway and many others attending this. We've had a lot of exchange regarding literature. We have translated a lot of Norwegian literature into Arabic. But we are hoping to open up more cultural cooperations in the future.
Yes, of course. So, Dr. Abdulwahab, what would you say about this edition, the 55th edition of the Cairo International Book Fair this year?
It's great. I mean, the atmosphere here is wonderful. All my Norwegian colleagues are just, they are so amazed over the number of people coming, visiting the book fair, how organized it is and how representative it is, not only for Egyptians publishing house, but also for the Arab world in general. So this is really great.
Yes, yes. So what is the role that you have played also? Did we see, for example, visitors from the Embassy of Norway here in Egypt, or the community, the Norwegian community here in Egypt visiting the fair?
Well, we've had the Norwegian crown princess that came to especially just to open up our stand and to visit the book fair in Cairo, and that's a huge thing. And we've also had the foreign minister of Norway visiting our stand and being here at the book fair. The ambassador of Norway has also paid us a visit. So I believe this is really something that shows how important and how much Norway appreciates being a guest of honor at the book fair.
Yes, of course. So what do we expect after the outcome of this year's, the 55th edition of the Cairo International Book Fair between Egypt and Norway, the follow-up that is going to proceed or follow the fair after it ends?
Yes, I believe that the outcome will be very beneficial for Egypt, because actually now we are talking already about how to bring up Egyptian or Arabic authors up to Norway and to have a cultural night and literature night where we can show Arabic literature and Arabic authors. I believe this book fair will open up so many opportunities for the Arabic literature and the Arabic authors in Norway.
Yes. Yes. The book fair also is rich with the every day there are seminars and cultural rounds. How did you follow these?
How did I what?
How did you follow the seminars and the discussions, the rounds?
Well, we have been working on our program for 1 year actually to really represent all kinds of literature from Norway, literature of history of the Nile, the economical system, the new liberalism. We have Ibsen, Jon Fosse, who won the Nobel Prize. We have a lot of panel discussions, and also for the children, they will have their share of literature and activities.
Yes. So you've mentioned that it's very important that the children are going at the end of the fair. There are activities for the children. So give us a, yes, could you shed more light on this, please?
Yes, of course. We will every day we will read 2 stories, Norwegian children book stories that will be read in both Norwegian and Arabic, and that is to show, to make the Arabic children listen to the Norwegian language, get familiar with it.
Yes.
It's fun for them, and we did that last year, and it was great success. We have outside the children's hall, we will have skating for girls, only girls. And we will show them how to do the skating with very professional people. We will also have workshops with drawings, with the author Alice, who will try to learn to teach the children how to draw the picture of a book. So we have a lot of activities, actually.
I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Thank you. It's really a great pleasure to have you with us. Thank you, Dr. Shireen Abdul Wahab, the cultural attaché for the Norwegian Book Authority and the general coordinator for Norway. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to follow a report on the 55th edition of the Cairo International Book Fair.
Egypt's Ministry of Culture announced that the Cairo International Book Fair has surpassed 1 million visitors after only 3 days since opening its doors to the public. The current edition of the Cairo International Book Fair, held under the slogan Creating Knowledge, Preserving the Word, was open to the public on Thursday, the 25th of January, and runs until 6th of February. Ahmed Bahieddin, chairman of the Egyptian General Book Authority, noted that the total attendance on the third day, Saturday, of the fair reached 404,931 visitors, surpassing 1 million visitors in just 3 days since its opening, totaling 1,009,983 visitors. The book fair's 5 exhibition halls host 1,200 publishing houses from 70 countries. The impressive lineup includes 500 events held throughout the fair covering various literary and cultural topics. First inaugurated in 1969, the Cairo International Book Fair is one of the largest in the world and the oldest in the Arab world. Between 1984 and 2019, the fair was held at the Cairo International Fair Zone in Nasr City. In 2020, it was moved to the more spacious and better equipped International Exhibition Center in New Cairo, where it is still held. The fair, which takes place at Egypt International Exhibition Center in New Cairo, is open for visitors from Sunday through Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and to 9 p.m. on Thursday and Friday. Visitors can easily reach the fair using 11 designated bus lines provided by the Ministry of Culture in collaboration with the Ministry of Transport and the Public Transport Authority. Visitors can find the names of all participating publishers through the bookstore list on the fair's website. Egypt possesses an abundance of land, sunny weather, and high wind speeds, making it a prime location for renewable energy projects. The renewable energy equipment market is potentially worth billions of dollars. Egypt applies a sustainable energy mix to both address increasing demand and to move to a more environmentally sustainable and diverse electricity sector. The 2023 Integrated Sustainable Energy Strategy, which builds on previous strategies, emphasizes the importance of renewable energy. Egypt is working on increasing the supply of electricity generated from renewable resources to 20% by 2024 and 42% by 2035, and with wind providing 14%, hydropower 1.98%, photovoltaic 21.3%, wind 14%, concentrating solar power 5.52%, and conventional energy sources 57.33% by 2035. This plan is currently being revised and waiting the approval of the Supreme Council for Energy to reflect 33% of energy generated from renewable energy by 2025, 48% by 2030, 55% by 2035, and 61% by 2040. Egypt's government invested around 24 billion Egyptian pounds in the distribution grid between 2017 and 2020. It currently needs around 19.5 billion Egyptian pounds to upgrade its distribution networks. The government is also working on modernizing 47 distribution control centers around the country. Part of Egypt's Vision 2030 is to increase local content. The Ministry of Electricity and Renewable Energy succeeded in reaching 30% local content for wind farms in 2018 and was expected to increase the share to 70% by the end of 2024. The ministry was expected to reach 80% local content of CSP projects also by the end of 2025.
Welcome back. We have the pleasure now to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Mrs. Nina Mary, the Norwegian writer. Good day to you.
Good day.
Well, is it the first time that you participate in the Cairo International Book Fair?
Yes, it is the first time I've been to this book fair, and it's impressive and very nice.
Yes. How did you see the fair this year?
Could you repeat the question?
How did you how do you feel about the fair?
The fair is very, very impressive, and I think it's been so interesting seeing everything going on in the Arab book world. It's very, very nice.
Yes. How do you see the fair as one of the very important events in the Arab world, in the cultural field, of course?
I think this is a very good opportunity to exchange experiences and to have impressions of each other and to have an arena for cultural exchange.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes. So, Ms. Mary, how did you see the organization or the organizing of the fair?
It looks very good, very well organized, and it's been very interesting to have to get an impression of all the different presentations on the map.
Yes, give us an idea about the Norwegian pavilion in the fair.
I am taking part of the Norwegian stand representing Ibsen, Henrik Ibsen, the
Ibsen,
Norwegian
of course,
playwright.
yes. Yes.
And I represent the Ibsen Center at the Norwegian at the University of Oslo in Norway, a center for dissemination and research and teaching on Henrik Ibsen.
Yes, Egypt have honored the Ibsen, of course, during the year 2006 here in Egypt. He's one of the very important international, very well-known writers around the world, of course. So, how do you see culture or the cultural event taking place here in Egypt, the book fair now, as a kind of binding the cultures of the nations, getting countries and nations closer to each other?
I think it's an important arena for cultural exchange, and we hope to also continue the preparation for the next Ibsen Jubilee, because in 2006 it was a celebration of 150 years after Ibsen's death.
Yes.
But in 4 years, in 2028, there will be a new Jubilee celebrating 200 years after his birth.
Yes.
And we hope to also be able to encourage Arab initiatives to celebrate foundation in the Arab world.
Yes, that would be very welcomed in Egypt, of course.
Yes.
Yes. So you're participating in the fair. So what are the books that you are participating with, or your book? Give us an idea about it.
I will be presenting the project Ibsen in Translation.
Yes.
That was initiated after the last Jubilee and resulted in 12 new translations into Classic Arabic and Egyptian Arabic. So it was this book project is one of the things we'll be talking about today at the Mass. So I will first give a presentation of Henrik Ibsen and his global spread into the world and to the Arab world and Egypt specifically, and talk about the specific relationship between Norway and Egypt when it comes to Ibsen, the connection between Ibsen and Egypt.
Yes.
And also a conversation about the translations of Ibsen's works into Arabic.
Arabic, of course, yes. Or in English, his works, of course, has been translated to several languages, of course. So this brings us to the very important point, which is the seminars that are taking place on the sidelines of the fair and the discussions rounds of discussions during the fair. So give us an idea about it.
Yes, now at 4 o'clock there will be a presentation, as mentioned, and at 4:30 there will be a discussion or talk between the translator and me. And in addition to that, there's a lot of things going on from the Norwegian stand all through the Mass.
Norway is the guest of honor this year in the book fair. How do you feel about this?
That is a great honor. It's been a very good opportunity to encourage the cultural exchange between the Norwegian culture community and the Arab world. So we are very honored and very pleased about that.
Yes, yes. So also you've just mentioned, Mrs. Mary, you've just mentioned concerning the books for the kids and the children. So give us an idea about this, please.
There will be a lot of Norwegian authors who have written children's books presenting their works, and also books with the themes from the Sami culture of Norway. And there is drawing workshops and a lot of separate arrangements going on with concerts and workshops at the stand.
Yes.
So we welcome everybody to come and visit the Norwegian stand.
Yes, of course. So we're all coming because also it is a good opportunity, and because Norwegian is the guest of honor of this year, so everybody is going to visit the Norwegian pavilion, of course, to know more, and is going to attend the seminars taking place concerning the Norwegian novels, of course. So what would you write about you are, of course, a writer. What would you write about the book fair in Egypt? And what would you write after this when you go back to Norway? What would you write about Egypt?
My impression is that the Arab community has a great interest for literature and the cultural exchange that books represent. And it's very impressive and pleasing to see the great interest this attracts in the Arab community. It's so many people and such an activity between young people and all generations coming here to take part of this great arrangement.
Thank you for your valuable information. I really had the pleasure to have this phono with you. Thank you very much, Mrs. Nina Mary, Norwegian writer. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the segment, the style segment, and we are going to watch a segment about the desks and the bureaus. We are going to know more in the following segment. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Women's World. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.